Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap. I hope all of you guys had a wonderful day. My day was all right. I have a raging headache right now, I'll be honest, but we're going to get through this video and we're going to get out the evening news recap tonight. Sorry. Yeah, I hope all you guys had a wonderful day. Didn't do much. Had my senior exit interviews today for high school, so other than that, that's really about it for all the things I've done today. With that being said, let's get started. Two segments per usual, as it has been lately. We got three segments in the Trump administration segment and two segments in the other news section. Let's get started. For the Trump administration segment, Amazon scraps an idea after Trump complains to Bezos. Pete Hegseth has ended woman peace and security program started by Trump. And ICE agents raided a U.S. citizen's home, traumatizing them. Amazon has scrapped an idea after Trump has complained to Jeff Bezos. A report came out saying that Amazon was considering displaying the U.S. tariff costs on products listing after something Trump reportedly wasn't very happy about, as he personally called Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos. Within hours, Amazon announced that the plan had been scrapped entirely. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Amazon had committed a hostile political attack when she was asked about the matter. I have a feeling that it's possible that Jeff Bezos didn't know about this. I'm not too sure how involved he is with the company at this point, but I feel like if he supports Trump, this wouldn't be something that he would greenlight. Which is why we saw it shut down, I'm sure. I'm very interested to know how this happened, though, because it was honestly a totally shocking headline for me to hear and something truly interesting if it had actually happened. Of course, it's not going to anymore. Moving on, Pete Hegseth has ended Women, Peace, and Security program started by Trump. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced that he would be ending the department's Women's Peace and Security program, which he called a Biden initiative, which is not the case, as it was enacted by Trump in his first term and was championed by his daughter Ivanka. Hegseth said in a post today, "This morning I proudly ended the Women, Peace, and Security (WPS) program inside the Department of Defense. WPS is yet another woke, divisive social justice Biden initiative that overburdens our commanders and troops, distracting from our core task, war fighting. WPS is a United Nations program pushed by the feminists and left-wing activists. Politicians fawn over it, troops hate it. DoD will hereby executive the minimum of the WPS required statute and fight to the end the program of our next budget. Good riddance, WPS." I'm interested in what Trump has to say about this because he hasn't commented on it. Will it go back or will this program cease to exist? I'm not too sure, and I'm sure we'll find out soon. But for now, the drama and suspense is so interesting. Um, Maybe this will be the nail in the coffin for Pete Hegseth. Maybe this is what gets him fired after all this time. Moving on. ICE agents have raided a U.S. citizen's home and traumatized them. An Oklahoma family, who were all U.S. citizens, were reportedly subject to a violent and humiliating raid by federal immigration agents last week, despite allegedly not being the intended targets. The mother said, "It was degenerating. That you do all of this to a family, to women, your fellow citizens. You literally traumatized me and my daughters for life. We're going to have to get help or get over this somehow." ICE raided the family's home early Tuesday morning last week, where the family had just moved to after moving from Maryland. The agents demanded the woman and her daughters to exit their home before they were fully changed. Agents told them they had a search warrant, but the name on the warrant was the previous tenant's. Officers did not care, however, and tore through the home, seizing phones and the woman's life savings and cash as evidence while declining, to leave any contact information or indicate if she'd get it back. This is insane, and it's yet another issue with ICE officials that is getting way too frequent. I'm sorry to this family. I feel so bad. I hope you make bank in that lawsuit that you will 100% likely win. These situations need to stop. So do deportations as a whole. Nobody should have to experience anything like this. It is crazy that U.S. citizens, let alone, or anyone, let alone U.S. citizens, should, have to experience something like this. And it's just something that truly nobody should ever have to go through. Moving on to the other news section, two topics today, as mentioned. Anti-Trump protests are planned on May 1st, and the Liberals have won in Canada. The next wave of Trump protests is on the way as advocacy groups are calling for mass mobilizations on International Workers' Day, also known as May Day. It seems to be the same deal as normal, with the 50501 leading the movement, per usual, in protests to protest the Trump administration. Keep speaking out. Keep making your voices heard. I'm excited to see, all the signs and hear all the chants this time around. We've done a great job, making our voices heard and, letting people know how we feel, and we need to continue doing so. For the final segment today, the Liberals have won in Canada. Mark Carney and his Liberal Party have won the election in Canada. However, according to the BBC, they will fall short in their majority. Carney will remain the Prime Minister after assuming the role in March after Justin Trudeau's resignation. His rival in the election, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, is projected to lose his own seat to the leader of the New Democratic Party, Jagmeet Singh. Conservatives did make some gains in this process, but not enough to win the election. This was the largest turnout of Canada's election, though, with 69% registered electors having voted. In my opinion, this is great news for Canada. Poilievre was a pro-Trump supporter, even meeting with his administration behind Canadians' back. And Carney was very anti-Trump and more pro-Europe, something Canada definitely needs at this time. They will likely shift more towards Europe and less towards the United States, which will likely have great implications for trade and military in Canada. So they have vast resources to trade with and support a rising Europe. With that being said, thank you everyone so much for watching this video. If you're on YouTube, please consider subscribing, liking, dropping a comment down below. All support is greatly appreciated as we're on our way to 500 subscribers on YouTube. If you're on Substack, consider pledging your support. All funds go to me, helping me pay for the stuff I need to pay for in college. But if not, I always do appreciate any form of support on my content, so you can always subscribe for free. I will never charge you guys for news content. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Check out my Blue Sky, and I will see you all in tomorrow's episode. Later.